The target of more than 50,000 tests per day, with a record of more than 59,000 tests conducted yesterday. And now labs are discovering that the error rate for rapid tests is even higher than first thought. For more on this, let's go live now to Michelle Hoad, the CEO of Medical Laboratory Professionals Association of Ontario. Michelle, thank you for joining us this morning. No doubt this has to be a milestone, especially for so many hardworking people throughout this pandemic. 50,000 was certainly the goal. But now what happens at this point? How do we continue to keep it above 50,000?
That's a very, very good question. Right now, we've got labs across our province working together, medical lab assistant technicians, medical lab technologists, we've got pathologists, microbiologists, administration in the lab, everybody really pulling together, working overtime to make sure we hit this target. I'm glad you mentioned it. Definitely we need to applaud this group that has been working tremendous hours over these last 9 months. Hitting 50,000 is incredible. Getting to 59,000 is outstanding. Can they keep the pace? That is the concern we have. So it's something that we are looking at every day. We've got lab staff that are going off on leave. We've got many that are burned out. So it goes back to our public, which is we need to make sure we follow those protocols, because every time you decide you're not going to follow the rules, the impact not only is yourself, but it's also a lab professional that's got to run that test.
Absolutely. And you mentioned burnout. You mentioned people taking leave of absences. There is still currently roughly 62,000 in backlog. Now, what is to make of that number? Is that standard? How do we continue to see that number lower?
I think there is a whole combination of factors that affect that. So definitely staffing is one, but the other is we are still dealing with a shortage of product. So reagents. So as reagents run out in labs then get put on hold. They redirect those tests to other labs. So we will see the production of that get better and better. But hitting that target of 50 plus is extraordinary. It's really, really outstanding.
When we take a look at the numbers now as far as getting tested, we are seeing, unfortunately, the fact that Toronto and Peel remain under a lockdown status. The numbers are still considered to be quite high. What do you make of the fact that more people are simply going out to get tested? And do you think that it will continue to do so, especially during the winter months?
I believe that everybody's doing the right thing. If you need to get tested, let's follow the protocols of testing. But, I wanted to just get back to the question you had about the error rate. That is a big concern right now. Going through the validation of those tests, we're finding that the false negatives are anywhere from 6 to 22%. That's a lot. And I think one thing we need to start thinking about is these are actually screening tools. So these are tools that allow us to kind of screen the population. Those carrying a high viral load will show up. But you can still carry the virus and not show up in these rapid tests. So to answer your question, we all need to be responsible and diligent. If we have those symptoms, stay home, be responsible. It could affect a family member, a friend, a neighbor.
Michelle, do we know the breakdown of how many rapid tests are currently being conducted as opposed to non-rapid?
That I don't know. What we were advised this past week that they actually are looking into other rapid tests, always looking at other options. So that definitely should make us feel better. But that is a great question, and maybe something I will pose, really looking at how many rapid tests are being done. Great question.
Okay, we will leave it there, but certainly I'm sure we will be chatting in the near future. Michelle, thank you for your time this morning.
Good. Have a great day.
You too. That's Michelle Hoad, CEO of the Medical Laboratory Professional Association of Ontario.